Welcome back to the GSMC Hockey Podcast, presented by the GSMC Sports Network. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're moving on to our third segment of the night, continuing the Four Nations Face-Off team projections with Team Sweden. Here are the four groups for Team Sweden with this graphic. If you're listening to audio, I will get to giving out their names. But before I talk about this forward group, as you guys can see it on the screen if you want to read it out, this Team Sweden team truly is the best I've ever seen Sweden be in history. I would be very excited for this Four Nations face-off if I was Sweden, especially with how many young guys can really improve for this team to get amazing. I would be so excited if I was Swedish here for this tournament. They could definitely make a splash. They could definitely win this one, upset. Canada's probably going to be the favorites, but honestly, if I'm looking at the teams on paper, I think USA probably would be my favorites. Completely biased. I'm not going to lie with you guys. I'm American. I'll be the first one to admit that. But yeah, for Team Sweden, it's fantastic. Philip Forsberg, Elias Pettersson, and William Nylander is your first line. Common theme here. The Maple Leafs boys are towards the top on all these three teams. They're going to be playing across these teams with Matthews, first line center of America, Marner, second line right wing for the second line right wing for Canada, and then William Nylander playing first line right wing for Team Sweden. All of these guys are pretty fantastic superstars in their own right, but when it comes to team hockey in Toronto, it just hasn't been able to get done. But yeah, for Team Sweden, but Forsberg, Elias Pettersson, William Nylander. Let me tell you how I envision this going. Forsberg is going to score a lot of goals. Elias Pettersson is going to pass a lot and hook these guys up, and William Nylander is going to just play for rebounds, play fantastic hockey, just play low in the crease, getting to the right spot, playing well, and finding Philip Forsberg is going to score a lot of goals in this tournament, and I'm excited for him. He's one of my favorite players in the NHL, has stuck it out in Nashville for a very long time. Now they put a team around him. I'd be very excited for the future for Philip Forsberg. Then, second line, Adrian Kempe, Mika Zibanejad, Lucas Raymond. Adrian Kempe has been the first line for the LA Kings for a very long time. Mika Zibanejad, one of the best forwards in the NHL, always good for 100 points. And then Lucas Raymond, kind of coming into his own for the Detroit Red Wings of the past couple of years, has looked fantastic. I'd be very excited to see this kid in international competition on the biggest stage. We haven't seen the Detroit Red Wings make the playoffs yet after their rebuild, which I think is officially over with their playoff push last season. This year, I think they do it, and I think it's a lot because of the help that they get from Lucas Raymond. He's a fantastic player. Next up, third line, Gabriel Landeskog. This, of course, is contingent on him coming back and playing for the Avalanche, and I could completely understand if he decides to sit out in this tournament. He is probably the one guy that I would expect to not be here more than I do expect him to be here when it comes around to tournament time. But for Gabriel Landeskog, he is a fantastic forward that said in an interview that he's working to get back. He believes that he can be back during the season next season, and whether that's February, we don't know yet, but I would expect him to be back by then. Of course, hasn't played since the Colorado Avalanche have won the Stanley Cup 2 years ago now. It's been a very long time without Gabriel Landeskog playing hockey. The hockey world's a better place when this guy is playing. You do miss seeing him in the NHL every day, but yeah, he'll be back. He'll be back, I believe, by this tournament. I'm no doctor, so I can't say officially, but yeah, I would count on it. Elias Lindholm being that's in the center there, I mean, not what he's used to in Nathan McKinnon, but Elias Lindholm is gonna have a good season in Boston. I can be pretty sure of it. After a kind of rough second half of the year in Vancouver last year, put it together in the playoffs, and now on the Bruins, can definitely make some noise over there. Gonna probably plug into that first line center role and be used a lot by the Bruins this season. Jesper Bratt then on the right wing. Jesper Bratt is a first line guy for the New Jersey Devils. The New Jersey Devils are definitely represented well here with with Jesper Bratt, with Jack Hughes. Of course, Nico Hischier is not going to be here. He is Swiss, so he is not going to be in this tournament, as Switzerland is not one of the top 4 nations in the world right now in hockey. I don't think they ever will be. Although they've definitely had a lot of quality, the Swiss has. But they just haven't had, a team of quality guys yet. Next up, William Karlsson. Joel Eriksson Ek and Leo Carlsson makes up my 4th line. Leo Carlsson, second-year player now going into a sophomore year with the Ducks. I'm excited for this guy's future. I think as a prospect, he was fantastic. Playing on a line with Joel Eriksson Ek, former first-round pick, William Karlsson. Guys played fantastic for the Vegas Golden Knights ever since he went over there from the Columbus Blue Jackets during the expansion draft. Really good decision by the Vegas Golden Knights picking up this kid because he's been one of the best players for them in their history. Let me tell you, I noticed something while making these lines that there is a lot of double S's in the Swedish names. Look, Karlsson, Eriksson, Ek, Leo Carlsson, Pettersson, and then the defense, like almost all of them have double S's in their names, but we'll get to that when I go to the next one here. I definitely knew that before, but just, typing it all out, I really noticed it, and it was like another double S. Oh, okay, that's different. But yeah. Anyways, I got sidetracked there. But I think that's a great 4th line. William Karlsson's very fast. Joel Eriksson Ek is fast. Leo Carlsson is a great skater. And I think that line plays some great two-way hockey as well. Going to be a good just 4th line for these guys for Sweden. Next up, talking about the defense and the goalie, and as I was saying, look, Anderson, Karlsson, Gustafsson, just like all of them. But anyways, I'm distracted. Rasmus Anderson, Rasmus Dahlin. Yes, there are 3 Rasmuses in this defensive core. A lot of repeating names as well. Karlsson, Rasmus, Anderson, whatever it might be. The Swedes aren't very imaginative with their naming. I'm sidetracked right now. Anyways, let me get back. Rasmus Anderson, Rasmus Dahlin is a fantastic defensive pair for Sweden. Gonna play. Rasmus Dahlin is one of the best defensemen in the NHL. Rasmus Anderson plays some fantastic hockey. Next, Victor Hedman and Erik Karlsson. If it was 5 years ago, that would be the best defensive pair possible. But it's not 5 years ago. Probably more than 5 years ago by now, huh? 2019 makes some sense. I keep on getting sidetracked. My ADHD is really kicking in right now. Anyways, Victor Hedman, Erik Karlsson is a fantastic defensive pair. Gonna match up with the likes of, Adam Fox and Jakub Slavin and Shea Theodore and Evan Bouchard. I didn't need to go back. I have a good memory. Jonas Brodin and Rasmus Sandin is going to be the final or the bottom 6 for this Swedish defense. I think that if there is a weakness to this team, it might be that. With Linus Ullmark, Jacob Markstrom, and Philip Gustafsson in net as well, I think that is a fantastic goalie tandem. A lot better than Canadian. The Canadian goalie tandem with Devon Levi, Stuart Skinner, and Darcy Kemper. I like Linus Ullmark a lot. Of course, former Vezina winner Jacob Markstrom just got traded over to the New Jersey Devils to help that team win now. Clearly, at least one franchise believes that that's a fantastic starting goaltender, and I do believe so as well. And Philip Gustafsson is a good 3rd option in net. So Team Sweden looks really good. What is the strength on this team? I would say just how well-rounded it is. Look at this forward core. There's not really a weakness. Maybe if you want to say Leo Carlsson, but by this time next season, this kid could absolutely be a superstar. I expect a lot of growth from him, and I just wouldn't be too shocked if he becomes one of the best players in the NHL with just what his ceiling was coming out of the draft last year, and then just seeing him do his thing all throughout last year. He looks really good, Leo Carlsson, and that's going to be your 4th line right winger. And then looking all throughout this defensive core and goalies, the depth and the quality that Sweden has right now, just 18 skaters and a goalie just all look really good. And then I would say the weakness is Jonas Brodin and Rasmus Sandin, but that's still a fantastic defensive pairing. Like, I wouldn't be too worried about that coming back to haunt you. I think that Team Sweden looks really good on paper, and I wouldn't be shocked to see them finish above Canada in this tournament. So that'll wrap it up for the third segment, talking about Team Sweden. When I come back from my third break of the night, we'll be talking about Team Finland in this Four Nations face-off.